Okay, hi everyone. I am leaving very soon to go see my grandson, but I just had some words of encouragement that I really felt like I needed to share with you all. So a lot of you probably already know about what happened yesterday. A brief recap: a woman left the Wendover Abortion Center where she was unknowingly brought and being coerced to have an abortion she did not want. And her mother left her there, telling her to go in and talk to a counselor. She thought she was going to a doctor appointment. She finds out it's an abortion center, and she walks out. Her mother's gone, and she lived in Charleston, 3 hours away. Her mother's gone, has left her with nothing, no money, nothing but her phone, no way to get home, nothing. And the girl, very distraught, calls the police, and the police directed her a block away to their police station, where she sat in the lobby sobbing her eyes out. And the police came to Latrobe, where our team was, and asked us, me, because I was available, I was there, I was able, and Flip, a man of God, if we would come and counsel and help this woman. So I don't want to focus on the woman and all of the issues surrounding just abortion coercion, apparently, and possibly with the collusion of the abortion center. I want to focus on that the police came to us. Why? Why didn't they go to the abortion center and talk to the abortionist and say, why don't you help this woman? Why didn't they go to the pro-abortion people that are out there in droves every day, that the police appear to help quite often in silencing us? And why didn't they go to them? Why didn't they go to City Council, who passed all these laws designed to protect women, sound ordinances, buffer zones, and no megaphones? Why didn't they go to City Council members? They went to us. The police came to a man of God who has been put in prison many times for speaking for the unborn, Flip Benham, and me. They would have come to any counselor, any Cities for Life counselor, but I was there. And it just made me realize anew that even when we feel no one's noticing, that we're losing the battle, that women are going in and not choosing life much more often than they are influenced to choose life. That in fact, if we are out there fighting long and hard and faithfully, people notice. So one of the biblical stories that came to mind as I was contemplating this morning was the story of Joseph, who had the dream where the 10 sheaves of wheat will bow down to him, and that he would be a ruler of some sort. There was a vision from God, a dream from God. And what ensues? Well, he gets sold into slavery, goes and serves Pharaoh, and is thrown into prison for something he didn't do. And if I were Joseph, I'd be pretty discouraged. I'd be thinking, what else should I have done? Should I have said? What more could I have been? There's all this persecution and all this terrible things happening, and I'm not seeing anyone bowing down to me. In fact, I'm being persecuted and wasting away in prison. And yet, when Pharaoh needs a dream interpreted, it is a fellow prisoner who remembers Joseph and says, hey, there's this guy who can interpret your dream. And Pharaoh calls Joseph out, who immediately gives the glory to God. I can't do it, but God can. And then he successfully interprets the dream, and ultimately that vision of God becomes the reality, that Joseph becomes the second most powerful man in Egypt. So what my takeaway at this moment from that story is that we are being watched. We're being watched all the time. And if we have a faith and a strength, which we all know is not of our own, it is of God. And people who don't know God don't have that. And when they're in crisis, that's what they want. And if they've seen it in us, that's who they're going to call. This has happened twice this week, where a desperate woman was referred to us, to people who have faithfully fought for the lives of the unborn, and often without success, without apparent success, but that's who they go to. So I just feel like we need to all be so super encouraged by this, and to know that it's probably not even in the moments of our greatest victories or apparent victories that people are noticing us. It's when there are apparent defeats and we remain strong and faithful in the Lord. And that's when our faith is tested and I think most deeply revealed. So I just want to encourage you all, be faithful in the Lord. In the apparent failures, know that you're being watched, and God has called you to that place and that time and that circumstance and that result for a purpose that you probably won't know for a long time. But sometimes he just kind of peel back the curtain and show us, like he did yesterday. And I just really want to encourage you all with that. God bless you all.